Hey cuties, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for being here. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and also turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload you get to watch. So today I'm going to teach you how to make this fun sleeve. I had fun making the sleeve and I hope you guys will like it as well. So without further ado, let's get going. So to start off, you're going to be needing a basic sleeve block. As you can see here, I have one already, and this side represents the back while this area represents the front. As you can see, these areas are not the same on both sides for this sleeve. They have different kinds of sleeve for different kinds of garments, but here I'm just going to use this part, the back of the back part here, to make this sleeve. So I'm just going to cut this in half so that after you must have finished creating your sleeve, you can as well adjust the front piece to look narrower as it is on your basic sleeve block. So when you're done creating your sleeve, go over to the next level. So guys, this is my sleeve block, and the first thing you're going to notice here is that there's no seam allowance on this block. Then what I'm going to do next is that while making the sleeve, I added ½ inch here and here as well. So it's very necessary to create balance after making the sleeve. Then you determine the length of the sleeve. Here I'm going to be using about 11 inches length of sleeve for mine. You can extend yours to wherever you want it to reach, but I'm going to keep mine at 11 inches as you can see here. So the next thing you're going to do now is to determine where you want your keyhole to start and where you want it to stop. As for mine, I'm going to mark mine around 5½ inches right here, and this is where my keyhole is going to start. So I'm going ahead to mark it. So now that I've marked it, I'll also determine the length of where it will be, and I'm marking it at 4 inches. Then I'm going to mark the midpoint of this 4 inches. So now that I've marked this, I'm going in by 1 inch right here. As you can see, I've marked it already. Then I'm going to create a curve with these marks I've made. Then once I'm done marking this curve, the next thing I'm going to do right here is to mark in 1½ inch line across these lanes, like so. So when you're done marking it, it should look something like this. Then you're going to connect all these to the point right here. This is the center point. You're going to connect all these dashes you marked to this area. So guys, when you're done marking in your slash lines, it should look something like this. And as you can see now, from this area downwards, we don't want our slashes to extend to this area. So what I'm going to do first is to cut through this area, and then I'm just gently going to cut off this as well. When you're done doing that, you should have something like this, and then this is the time to slash out your lines that you've made. Make sure you leave about half of 1 centimeter to hold your paper together. So here it is. I've slashed my sleeve lines already. Then I'm going to place it further how it's going to be. So I'm going to tilt this to lay flat on this indication line I've marked here, and for the base of the sleeve to remain on the other line. So here I'm just going to glue this up, and I'll show you how exactly it's supposed to look. So guys, as you can see here, I'm trying to put this together. I recommend you don't use glue for this. I prefer to use a masking tape to hold this down, or a pin. So once you're done placing your slash line, it should look something like this, and you're just going to go ahead, carve this out like this, as you can see here. Then you add your side seam allowance. Then at this area you're going to cut it out flat. So make sure that this area you have about 1 inch space on each slash line you've made. So here I'm just going to go ahead and cut out my sleeve. As you can see here, I've cut it out already, and I've placed it on my fabric, and here I marked out ½ inch seam allowance for joining the two sleeves after cutting. So we're just going to go ahead to put the sleeves together. Now the next thing for you to do here is to sew this ½ inch allowance at this area. you close this area up. Then the next thing you're going to do is to cut out the lower part of this sleeve, and here it's called unfold, and the measurement I use for cutting the width is 4 times the measurement of your round sleeve. If you want more drama to your sleeve, you can add more inches to that. So this is about 15 inches long plus 2 inches seam allowance for creating case for your elastic. That is 17 inches. So from here, you're going to make small pleats right here. As soon as you're done joining the 1/2 inch, you can use gather stitches or a pleat. So once you're done pleating it, you're going to lay it like this and measure and verify if you still have your measurement intact, which is the 4 inches you marked for the length of your sleeve hole. You open it up, it ought to look something like this. You can hardly lay this flat because of the puffiness you've created within the sleeves. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is to do same for the lining fabric. Then you place it right side to each other and you stitch it at the round hole. So here I've stitched this already and I've turned this over, and the next thing I'm going to do is to sew around my lining to my main fabric. Once you're done doing that, you're going to verify that the length is accurate, and as you can see, we started with 11 inches and we still have our 11 inches intact. So the next thing you're going to do is to sew up the side seam, and we're going to go over to the base of the sleeve. So here we have the lower part of the sleeve, and we've sewn this area together and created case with 2 inches I mentioned earlier on, leaving 2 inches hole. Then you're going to gather the top of your sleeve to match with the measurement of your round sleeve. So as you have gathered it here, the next thing you're going to do is to sew in the upper part of your sleeve. Then next, in this hole you created here, you left open here while making the casing, you're going to insert your elastic round to match the measurement of your wrist. So here, once you've got it, you're going to cut it off and sew up the elastic, then put the elastic back in and close your elastic casing. Then you're going to have something like this, puffiness like this, and we're going to create some smoking effect on it. Now to smoke your fabric, I'm going to do it randomly. Some are going to go on a vertical line, diagonal line, and horizontal lines. So make sure you do it all over. It doesn't have a particular way of doing it, just be creative. So once you pin it up like this, you're going to go ahead and sew it up with at least 1/2 inch on each pinch, and your sleeve is ready. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Don't forget to leave your comment below. See you guys later. Bye.